So judging by the fact that we've got this bubble stuff all over the place, can I assume that somebody's done something really stupid with it?
You are absolutely correct. What we've got is a viral video where a guy wraps himself up in a bunch of this bubble packaging, hurls himself off a 3-story building, and at the end of his fall appears to be totally unharmed.
Well, it is designed to cushion things.
Yes, it is.
Bubble Pack was created to cushion cargo.
Take a wild gas.
But can a few inches of the pimply padding break a 35-foot fall? In other words, can this 3-story story really be real?
Yeah, we did it, Bob.
Obviously, at some point, one of us is going to end up wrapped in bubble packaging and jumping off a building. But I have some safety concerns about that. How do you want to deal with it?
I think quite simply by starting our testing with Buster instead of with us. Let's replicate the exact circumstances we see in the video. Wrapping Buster in the same amount of bubble packaging, throw him off a correctly sized building, put some accelerometers on his body, and see if he lives.
Works for me.
So to recreate the circumstances of this Bubble Boy myth, Adam, Jamie, and Buster drop in on their favorite drop zone.
Today we find ourselves in a decommissioned military building on San Francisco Bay, and it's not our first time here. For instance, way back when we did awning fall right below me. Today, it is all Bubble Boy.
In the clip, the guy falls from 35 feet, he lands flat on his back, and he's got 4 inches of bubble packing on him. Now, for us to tell how effective that bubble packing would be, we need to do a control, which means that we're going to drop our dummy first from that height without any bubble packing and see what he registers on our sensors.
So Buster's facing 2 3-story tumbles. First, he'll nosedive naked, then he'll take the plunge in a bubbly burrito.
How are we going to compare one to the other? With this. This is an accelerometer, and it can read G loads up to 5,000 Gs. This ought to give us a really nice, clean comparison between Buster dropping protected and unprotected.
That's the plan. So Adam cuts to the chase and sets the sensors.
I think you're ready, Buster.
Before Buster is hoisted 35 feet
That looks kind of perfect.
and assumes the position.
Poor Buster.
Poor Buster. Here we go. Buster, control, dropping from 35 feet. And 3, 2, 1.
Oh, nice.
A perfect hit.
He stayed together in one piece.
He totally did.
Yep, if there's one thing Buster can do, it's stick a landing.
A perfect hit. Buster's control drop went off without a hitch. Feels like old times. He hit the target from 35 feet. He landed, he flipped over. Now we gotta see how many Gs he pulled when he hit.
What did we get?
Well, Buster falling flat onto the ground with no protection. The accelerometer says that he took 300 Gs.
Lethal.
Absolutely lethal, like 4 times your average severe car accident kind of lethal.
Adam's not exaggerating. With no protection, Buster's drop was a disaster. And he smacked the sidewalk at 300 Gs.
With all this talk about Gs and G loads, you may be wondering what a G is. Well, a G is 1 Earth's gravity. So when we say that Buster is experiencing 300 Gs, that means he's experiencing a stress 300 times as large as the Earth's gravity. And that's a lot.
It sure is. A 300 G impact is like being slammed by a speeding cement truck. But will that be the same when bound in bubbles? To match the viral video, Buster is carefully cocooned in bubble pack.
Hold on a second, I'm getting dizzy.
Me too.
Until the protective packing is 4 inches thick.
So it's pretty obvious that if we start to add padding, we're going to be reducing the impact by slowing down the deceleration process, that meeting of Buster and the pavement. The question is 4 inches of padding enough to reduce that deceleration to where Buster would survive? I don't think so.
With Buster easy prey buried up to his neck in bubbles, it's time for him to make his 35-foot leap of faith. Adam's not confident.
Look, it all comes down to this. Nobody would be happier than I if it turned out the internet was an accurate source of information, but sadly, it's just not so. It's an information minefield full of some good stuff and a whole bunch of nonsense. And this story, it falls into the category of nonsense. All right, Buster falling from 35 feet in bubble packaging. 3, come on, Buster. 2, 1, go!
That was a satisfying thud.
I don't think it was a survivable thud, but it was satisfying.
Buster bounced, but did he burst his own bubble?
With all of this extra padding, we dropped Buster's maximum G load from 300 Gs to 260 Gs.
He's still totally and utterly dead.
Yeah, he's gonna need a lot more padding than this to survive that fall.
Indeed he is. While 4 inches of bubbles did reduce Buster's G-load, he's still 3.5 times over the lethal limit.
So Buster's dead falling naked and dead falling wrapped in bubble pack. Where does that leave us?
Well, I can't help but think that with enough of this stuff, sooner or later you'd be safe.
I totally agree. Let's head back to the shop and see how much it would take for him to survive this fall.
More bubble trouble. I like it.
In this viral video, supposedly a wrapping of bubble pack lets you dive and survive.
Yeah!
But Buster's landing was anything but soft.
That was a satisfying thud. Well, Buster's dead again.
Yep, and I have to say, I'm really glad it was him and not me.
Yeah, well, speaking of that, before one of us gets wrapped in this stuff and jumps off a building, I think we've got a bunch of testing we need to do first to determine how much it takes to be safe.
So some small-scale testing is what you're thinking.
Exactly.
All right, let's get down to the shop and set it up.
Yep, before either MythBuster takes a tumble as a crash test dummy,
Hey, hold on!
the guys first plan some bench tests to find out what can make a bubble pack leap of faith safe.
But what equals safe? For that, I want you to cast your mind back to our episode called Dumpster Diving, in which Jamie and I were trained to jump off a building by a Hollywood stuntman. Perfect. Now, the G-forces we encountered were about 10 Gs. That is the G-load that Hollywood stuntmen use to keep themselves safe. That is what our target G-load is.
But to reach that 10G target, they need the top of the pops.
Wow, fill this stuff.
So first up, the guys are going to see which style of bubble pack, mini, medium, or heavy duty, has the best cushion credentials.
So many bubbles, so little time.
And how? By dropping a human analog that brings a whole new meaning to the word simple.
Believe it or not, this thing right here is my idealized human. It's a plastic tube filled with 7 cannonballs, and it doesn't talk.
Because this test ain't about chit-chat, it's about getting a consistent drop.
The idea here is to have something that is the approximate size and weight of a human, but has a uniform shape so that we can reliably test the performance of various types of bubble packing.
It's ready.
And they'll start at the mythical 4 inches and double the thickness from there.
As we increase the amount of padding we're using, we're looking to see if we can find any kind of pattern. In other words, if we double the thickness of the padding, are we cutting the impact we see in half?
To find out, the guys attach impact accelerometers before raising the human analog to a benchmark 6 feet high.
I know what you're thinking. You're wondering why we are dropping a solid body onto bubble packaging rather than wrapping it in bubble packaging like the guy does in the clip. The fact is, from a physics standpoint, when you're examining the cushioning effects of bubble packaging, it doesn't make any difference whether you wrap it or you drop it. And here in the shop, it's a lot easier to drop it, so that's how we're doing it. It gives us more iterations, you see.
So they line up the mini, medium, and heavyweight bubbles, and it's bombs away on all 3.
Dropping human analog into bubble packaging. 3, 2, 1.
200 pounds is dropped from 6 feet into 3 types of bubbles,
I felt that one.
Yeah!
4 inches thick. It's a free fall, free-for-all.
Wow, that was very, very different.
It was.
But when the dust settles,
Let's check out the horror show of this drop.
the G-loads are ready to be revealed.
Coming in beautifully.
The medium bubbles fared worst, producing 100 Gs. But strangely, the mini and heavyweight bubbles were almost neck and neck.
That's amazing. I would have never called that this would have that result on the bubble package.
But how will these 4-inch results stack up against 8 inches?
Now we're doing the same set of tests again, except this time with double the thickness of bubble packaging material. We expect that we'll get better results. The question we have is, how much better
Hold on tight. It's time to release the pounds.
8 inches thick. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
8 inches of wrap has the human analog making a break for it. The question is, will the rebounds pop out different G-loads?
That is really scary as hell.
This time, the mini bubble had the least trouble with 35 Gs, while medium and heavyweight are both on 40. But what's crucial is that doubling the bubbles has cut the G-load in half.
That was very interesting. 8 inches, very different than 4 inches.
Yeah.
I've always said it.
But will that pattern continue at 16 inches?
3, 2, 1. Science is dangerous.
Double the bubbles has cut the G-loads in half again. And that's not the only good news.
Here at 16 inches, these three measurements are effectively the same. That means that the more bubble wrap we wrap around Buster and ourselves, the less important the type of bubble wrap. I would not have called that.
Yep, it's been a successful small-scale test because it seems that with a thick enough bubble burrito, a MythBuster may survive the dive. But their shop drops were short. Will things still be looking up when they raise the stakes?
That was magnificent.
According to YouTube, a 4-inch bubble burrito will mean you don't drop dead from a 35-foot drop. But according to the MythBusters, you most definitely will.
Still totally and utterly dead, though.
Yet all is not lost, since Adam and Jamie's bench tests suggest that with a thick enough layer,
Coming in beautifully.
Bubble Pack could provide protection, which bodes well for a MythBusters fall finale.
That's amazing.
But before that, it's back to Buster.
The readings we've been getting thus far in the shop are good. They give us a direction, but they're nowhere near our butter zone of 10 Gs. So now Buster here is our new human analog. He's floppier, he's more accurate, and he's going to get dropped from the highest point in our shop.
15 feet is more than double the height of their bench tests, but still less than half the height of the Myth. So will Buster's impact on a 16-inch bed of bubbles approach the 10 G load that this Myth needs?
Buster dropping 15 feet into 16 inches of bubble packaging. 3, 2, 1, go. That was magnificent.
Wasn't it?
Buster bounced dead center, but is his impact in the zone?
So Buster's fall into the bubble packaging from 15 feet was perfect, but he pulled 39 Gs upon impact. We're looking for a butter zone of 10 Gs. 39 is totally out. So next up, we're gonna double the thickness and drop him again.
39 is 4 times their safety target. So once more, they double the bubbles to 32 inches thick.
It's starting to get kind of impractical, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Here we go. Buster dropping 15 feet into 32 inches of bubble material. 3, 2, 1. Poor Buster.
Once again, Buster bounces. But is he walking away?
I would feel like if we were going to see a reduced G load that he would take longer to bounce back up.
It's not the result they were after. Doubling the bubbles reduced the load by less than a quarter, and that doesn't bode well. Because if 16 inches resulted in 39 Gs and 32 inches in 30, they need a pile of packing 15 feet high to get to 10 Gs, and that's just for a 15-foot drop. From 35 feet, they'd need well over 50 feet of wrap, giving Buster a 100-foot diameter. So if layering up the bubble pack isn't working, is there a design that will?
Yeah.
For a full 60 minutes, the guys stop, drop, and roll out ideas,
What about something like this?
but get nowhere fast.
That doesn't seem to give any improvement.
But then they pop out a plan in parallel.
What if we didn't wrap it in tight tubes, but we wrap it in tubes with a bigger hole in the middle?
So these would crush just like a coil spring on a mattress.
Right, exactly.
It may not look like much, but by alternating regular sheets with coiled but hollow bubble springs, the guys have high hopes.
Awesome.
All right.
So with nothing to lose except their G-loads, Adam and Jamie swing into action.
I think this is a great methodology that's really nice and robust.
And once 2 bubble spring mattresses are complete, Buster's ready to take another for the team.
Here we go. Buster onto modified bubble packaging geometry in 3, 2, 1.
With no Buster bounce, there's a clear difference.
Oh my God, that's like one of the best drops ever.
Once he enters the bed, you never see him again.
But from 15 feet, Buster still took 30 Gs, 3 times their 10G target. So the guys unpack the wrap and come up with one last plan.
You know what I think we should do? I think we should try and make another layer and see what kind of improvement we can see.
So they add one more mattress.
In 3, 2, 1.
But is this the soft landing they're looking for?
So our 15-foot Buster drops here in the shop are yielding some exciting data fruit, and I just coined that term. Check out the first drop here. We are dropping Buster into 2 layers of tubes constructed of thick wall, heavy back, half-inch bubble packaging. And he pulled an average of 30 Gs on that drop. That's an improvement over some of the other stuff we've seen, but it's still not in our ballpark. However, for the second drop, which you can see here, we added a layer of thin wall, non-heavy duty half-inch bubble packaging to slow down his deceleration, and it seems to have done exactly that. On that second drop, he pulled an average of 15 Gs. We cut our G load in half.
And to bring the 10G target into range, Jamie's tweaking the tubes into a more shock-absorbing shape.
That cone or funnel shape will allow the bubbles to neatly fold inside the structure, like so, and give us a nice linear deceleration.
And these bubble cones serve a double purpose.
We can make a curved instead of a flat sheet, and we can actually roll Atom up inside it.
Yep, you heard that right.
And we can actually roll Atom up inside it.
So confident are they in their new mattress model that for the next drop, it's out with Buster and in with someone altogether more important.
Now the question is this engineering of bubble packaging enough to save my life? That's what we're doing next.
In Bubble Boy, Adam and Jamie finally think they've cracked it.
That looks pretty good.
So what's next?
But with our configuration, I'm starting to feel like this story is actually plausible. I'm feeling willing to get wrapped in bubble package and jump off a building.
Hold on a second there, cowboy. We only tried it at 15 feet here in the shop. I think that's all we should subject you to first before we go for the whole 3 stories, huh?
Okay, I'm totally cool with that. Let's do it.
So back at the drop zone, it's time to crank the danger dial up to the max. Well, almost.
Well, our hard work and our testing have paid off, and it now seems like it is time for me to wrap myself in bubble packaging and get thrown off a building. I'm not going to the full 35 feet just yet. No. The first drop I'm going to do is to replicate Buster's 15-foot fall. Am I scared? I have to admit, I'm a little bit scared.
Scared because their best impact has been 15 Gs, a full 5 Gs above the safety threshold. Hopefully, tapering their tubes will ensure Adam can make the leap and live to tell the tale.
We're counting on the fact that the bubble packaging here is going to save my life, but we've also posited some other worst-case scenarios and implemented safety procedures to protect me in their case. First of all, a neck brace, a helmet, and a spine protector. I'll have a radio earpiece in so I can communicate to the outside. This ought to keep me safe.
Ought being the operative word, because remember, the cone coil springs are an untested technology.
You ready?
I'm ready, let's do it. Here we go. See you on the other side.
That's right, because from this point, Adam's under wraps.
Oh, that's cozy.
Starting with 5 layers of heavyweight bubble pack.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Then the first coat of their spring system is coiled around him.
Okay, up we go. Keep tension.
It's a good thing I don't get claustrophobic.
Followed by the second.
Pull a little tension and up and in. You're doing good.
But once that's taped on, Adam drops a bombshell.
Hey, Jamie,
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I can feel the pressure. It's quite a lot of weight. It's the weight on me is actually quite intense.
100 pounds of bubble pack mattress has Adam under pressure. and there's still a layer to go.
Is it a problem?
No, it's not more than I can take, but I can tell you that when we put that third layer on, that's about as much as a human could take.
It's a worrying revelation.
Here comes the third layer.
And at the full 150 pounds, the weight of the wrapping will be almost unbearable.
It's going to be heavy.
So the guys really need to bubble along.
Okay, now I got to get the big tape. Are you guys okay?
And get the final mattress mobilized.
Wow.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. Am I fully wrapped now?
You are.
Oh, great. I truly am a bubble boy.
With Adam trussed up like a turkey on steroids, the team carefully cradles him to the drop zone before Jamie gets ready to raise the bar.
So we're going up. Are you ready?
Almost. Are my feet off the end of this thing?
No, they're not.
Then I think I'm ready, Jamie.
Okay, up we go.
But as they start to rise,
Ooh, bounce, bounce, bounce.
the test strikes turbulence.
I can feel myself being blown around in the wind.
Out of nowhere, the wind has picked up, and that's got Jamie very worried indeed.
You guys are going to go that way, and I need the 4 guys on the 4 tie lines. You keep track of Adam, make sure he's okay.
With Adam in a squeeze,
This is like I can feel pressure over my whole body.
they dare not delay this free fall finale.
I'm on the trip line. Adam, we're in place. You're at the correct height. Are you good to go?
Jamie, I am good to go.
But just as they're ready to rumble,
Is there anybody that's not good to go? Okay, we're going in 3, 2.
Whoa, hold on. There's too much wind.
the wind cranks up so much that it's too dangerous to continue.
Okay.
But it's also dangerous to stand down because 15 feet up, Adam's being smothered. All in all, the MythBusters are in a bubble of trouble.
Careful about tipping me.
It's the grand finale of Bubble Boy, and Adam's life hangs in the balance.
Okay, up we go.
I have taken some falls on this show before. I've jumped off buildings. I've slipped on banana peels. I've flown 70 feet through the air at the end of a giant water slide. But this fall is different because I am completely passive to this entire enterprise. My life is in Jamie's hands.
Well, Jamie's and Mother Nature's.
I can feel myself being blown around in the wind.
With the wind gusting, they've stopped the drop, leaving Adam precariously poised.
You guys are going to go that way, and I need the 4 guys on the 4 tie lines. Steve, you keep track of Adam, make sure he's okay.
Luckily for everyone, it's not long before the wind falls.
Okay. Is there anybody that's not good to go?
So it's now or never.
Okay, we're going in 3, 2, 1.
There's no doubt about it. The padded pod plummeted. But how's the cargo? Oh. That silence rings alarm bells. The team rushes in, and Jamie is the first to the scene when...
Oh, I'm okay. I'm okay.
After a free fall of 15 feet,
Wow,
it looks like Adam and Jamie's bubble engineering has taken the bulk of the blow.
That was intense.
But the touchdown didn't please the pilot.
What happened was the moment you released me, my head came off the board, and then an instant later, it hit the board.
But that rough landing wasn't the worst part.
Oh, I have to tell you, man, the weight of all this bubble wrap was the hardest part of that. It felt like 2 guys sitting on my chest.
Well, that's something Buster couldn't tell us, huh?
That's absolutely what I call an empirical test. Thank you, sir. It's done. Woo!
While it came close to crushing him, their bubble barrel did protect the plummet, peaking at just 9 Gs. But remember, in the clip, Bubble Boy jumped from 35 feet.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't think I'd trust something like this at 35 feet.
I don't want to go at 35 feet. If I went to 35 feet, I would need more padding, and more padding, I couldn't take it. I think that's the limit of human experimentation.
It just makes me nervous anyway.
You and me both.
So Buster's going to pick up the pieces and wrap this myth for the final 35-foot fall.
He will have around him the same amount of padding I had at 15 feet, and here is why. With all the weight of that bubble packaging around me, it was about as much as my body could take. That tells me that this is the most amount of bubble packaging one could have around their body for a jump off of a building. That further tells me that if Buster does not survive in this amount of padding, the entire idea of jumping off a building and being protected by bubble packaging is totally busted.
With old friend David Harding ready to crunch their drop data, their package is postmarked 35 feet, ready for delivery.
All right, here we go. Buster from the full 35 feet in 3, 2, 1.
That was perfect.
I think that was perfect.
The falling was perfect. The landing, not so much.
I'm so glad that was not me.
But how did Buster fare? Well, for that, it's over to David, the data doctor.
All right, David. Dying to find out how Buster did from 35 feet. What do the numbers say?
All right, for the torso, okay, peaked right around 29 Gs.
Ow!
Yeah.
The head, it's quite a bit higher. You can see it's about 48 Gs.
48 G's.
That'd hurt.
Dude, that is barely survivable, but you'd be talking funny for the rest of your life.
Yeah, that's quite a hit.
I am so glad that I did not try this one.
Yep, although Adam and Jamie's mattress mechanism offered way more protection than the Bubble Boy burrito, this 3-story story is nothing but busted.
So how are we gonna call it?
I think it's pretty clear. We've tested it every way from Sunday. There is no reasonable amount of bubble packaging that will allow you to safely leap off a 3.5-story building. The myth is busted, and the whole idea is busted.
Yep, I agree, it's busted.
Let's get out of here.